Oh, it's bad. Oh, it is bad.
You're here. Good.
That I am.
So, how are they?
Not
Still
good.
locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health.
Oh, okay.
For the present, at least.
What does that mean?
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them?
I'm afraid there may be.
The body's deteriorating, the soul is
After
gone.
detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed. Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them. Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
Basically in the order that they were disappeared.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time.
Time is of the essence.
I can but speculate. I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
Pretty accurate.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
Stupid movement.
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening.
Which is not much, really.
Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
No rest for the righteous, eh?
I realize you've only just returned from saving 2 worlds, but time is not on our side.
Seriously. Wait till I save all fucking reflections.
We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct?
Yeah.
Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along. His plan might well have worked, but I for one am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer.
Oh, was it as a backup plan?
There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch. Pray return to the First and apprise him and the others of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
True. True. Okay. That's that. I should be told, alright. Just come back one at a time, huh?
Pray excuse my late arrival.
It's okay. Thancred's not even here yet.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed.
Yeah, because technically the first 4 bosses of Eden should be out at this point,
I
right?
think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryle's findings.
Nobody panic. Listen.
I suppose it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected. To my eye, at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Kryle is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration.
Please do enlighten us. How you plucked us from existence.
It must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy. The magic that summoned you was no exception. It is a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the First. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete...
Bro, imagine they didn't come. I don't think we would have been able to solve this shit without them here.
I would not soon throw my life away. Not after the lengths you and yours went to save it.
But...
And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home.
it would still be a plan B, you know, worst case scenario.
Should all else fail,
Yeah.
and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
What was that for?
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless she says so.
I said so. I said that plan B in case happens, you know? We still have plan B.
Followers await your divine judgment.
Besides, we still have our own...
What did you just...
Still have a Graha. In our world.
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success. I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of her body and soul, but her personal effects besides. This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Yeah. That's just a game mechanic.
That simply by considering us her possessions, she could carry our souls back to the source upon her person.
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on her part and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend. Yet were we to immure our souls within an object in her possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White auracite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease.
Problem is...
We would need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back onto our vacant bodies.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us.
Yeah, this whole time you couldn't think of that? Come on, man.
On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves.
Elves?
It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Numo chose to make their home there soon after. Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrand is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me. Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae folk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
Well, worst case, we just kill Graha, right? Simple enough. He doesn't look that strong. Alright, that's it for the dungeon. Cinema time. Was a refresher, yeah.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
Thank you. I try to be. There she is. I'll let you do the talking.
Cloak, 'tis good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
Away.
Sake? Beg?
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Again, dog.
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
Oh god, that was good.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion.
Uh-huh. Here we go, the master.
But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
You broke her. Oh, good.
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just...
You right?
No, I mustn't. Not again.
No.
Damn court mates seem to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety.
True.
Oh, you know not what you ask of me. What horrors my knowledge has wrought.
Refuse the one we won't lie down and accept defeat.
Of all the visitors I could possibly have, they're even more stubborn than I am.
The voice actors like had a congested nose for sure. And they're definitely doing this throughout the voice acting.
Oh, very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Troubles.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
I mean, it's not like there's anyone here. There's no one here, though. Well, actually, you never know when Sian can be listening, I guess, maybe? I don't know. Oh well.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
So it would seem. It's quite a lot, too.
Everything we told you. Of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities. All of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own. And your soul is the densest of them all.
8 times rejoined, buddy.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin Eaters. After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself.
It's a pretty cool tale, isn't it?
As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
So it would seem. Nod. Nod. Just a smile for once. Didn't even nod. Alright. That was easier than I thought. Here comes trouble.
Let us begin.
Let's do this.
I trust you've prepared the clay? Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy.
A porksy?
Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
A porksy. I think I know what you mean. There we are. How's that?
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
So looks so
in mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it's what the invoker believes that matters.
grotesque parody of reality.
You're not helping.
Grotesque parody of reality.
The truth? If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye.
Grotesque parody of reality. Jesus Christ.
Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
Let your chakras consume you.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
Yeah, there we go.
Not bad for a first attempt.
What's wrong with it?
Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric. Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
A name.
Proxy Porxy.
All right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
Okay, that's not bad. Mom?
Mother...
Well, it worked for a bit, I guess. Who is mother? Teslin? Would Teslin be mother? There's no way this is voice acted, right? That,
Thank heaven.
guess it is. Yeah, she only wants Alphino. I'm like extra.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
It's probably something dumb as fuck.
Alone? What of Master Chai?
That is the problem, Alphino.
That is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Gulg. With Lord Vorthry out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
Yeah, it's the mayor thing.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent.
Just a bit.
Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Yulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
When it comes to Talos.
Before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice.
Overqualified.
Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced.
Unanimous victory, was it?
But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee? Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
He went to do research.
You truly think so? What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
I don't know, but whatever it is, he won't have fled. Sorry, but I think he's fled. Fuck it. Sorry, but I think he's fled.
Nay, my friend. The one thing he has not done is flee. Of that I am convinced.
Yeah, relax,
Through the
bro.
most testing of times, he has ever remained at Lady Chai's side, placing her happiness before his own. He would not abandon her now. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find
About
him.
to slap this kid. Shut the fuck up, bro. I think this is the sternest Alpino has been towards me ever.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
And just like that, she walks off. Go hang out with your other self, right there, standing, watching. Hey. Well, see you again. Yes, it is.
Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
I didn't invite them, as it happens. Though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Yulmoran's. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Forthry's villainy. The famous warriors of darkness.
At your service.
Are they now?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Forthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Forthry was creating. And so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Forthry's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. Seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course, content to, as you say, wallow in indolence, in ignorance.
It was a good time, probably.
I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with VOR3. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
A Yulmore for the people. I'd rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office.
You would?
You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
But then if he can do it, he doesn't need you, motherfucker! Well, no, he probably will still need him to make it easier, so he doesn't have to deal with that, but, you know, still. It's like, if I can do it, why do I need people to help me do it, kind of thing, you know? Form alive and make for Yulmore. Charge! Did not expect a voiced cinematic right after a non-voice cinematic.
What's that noise?
The Talos are coming.
Wicked White! Runaway Talos! Call the guard!
Just stand there, look at him. I think everything will be demolished by the time they get to the guards. If this was a runaway Talos attack. That's it, one guard for all of these Talos? Okay, 3. Guys are mighty brave.
Back, all of you!
But she actually ran, alright.
Is that?
Why were you hiding behind them for so long, though? No one saw you guys there.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see.
broke his back.
Oh! Oh dear.
Has to heal him. Actually has to heal him. Oh my god.
Oh, thank you.
Actually has to heal him.
Sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending, instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor.
Former.
And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Well, I guess Vothri was considered himself a king, not a mayor.
Wonderful!
Not again.
Geralt, please!
KO'd again. Even the Talos are laughing at his misfortune. Poor guy, bro. He likes them thick, what can I say?
Go on, dear.
She believes in you.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Yulmore to look around? Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthry's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded,
it's Odin.
But today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town 2. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Yulmore's new beginning. As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Forthry.
Stop calling him Lord. It's not part of his name.
Place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Yulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values. No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Vorthri must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Yulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today.
Big true. Solve your shit.
Rebuilding relations with our neighbors,
Fucking Odin.
re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward.
Sure.
This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength. For Yulmore!
I'll just nod. Ah, shit, I have to clap too. Not much of a clapper. Except clapping them cheeks. Ah, no. Not that either. Alright. One more to go. A big cinematic time. Yeah, let's wait for Kryl. Itchy legs.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
All good. All good.
I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly.
Cool.
But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it.
Oh, why's that?
Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Oh, you're back.
Hey, my friend. Astinian. He's the Azure Dragoon. Been a while. Oh, he's in traveler clothes, eh?
And none the worse for wear, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Estinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
Or something.
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Well, listen.
Where to begin?
From the start.
After entering the Empire via Razat Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There, we found a man whom all assumed dead. But his soul lives on, and he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos Ye Galvus. Nor did the surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn.
Time to have a vision. Oh wait, Kral. Kral's gonna see. Tataru is losing her shit as always. Xenos! I thought he would have lost his arm from that exchange, to be honest. God damn. Send him in action, his body at least. You will not best him alone. Nay, death will not come easily to that thing. You would join me then, by all means. For what good it will do. A black wolf and the Azure Dragoon. I suppose this might suffice. Come then. Not even a scratch. Ah, the simple pleasure of one's own flesh. Truly, there's no place like home. This fucking guy. Abomination. Whatever he is, Filomena was barely a match for him if we stay here much longer. Emperor Varys, your radiance, are you alright? We may wear out our welcome. Your radiance. No. Must even the most meddling of sport be spoiled. The world conspires to bore me. But I have no cause to remain. I'll leave this vermin to you. Xenos! So he has the Asian power now. Interesting. Well, any bright ideas? reload. Just one. Pew! Ugh. See you. Your radiance. The intruders have taken flight. I repeat, the intruders have taken flight. Deploy all available magic tech armor. We cannot let them escape. Cool. Alright, got this going on. Alright. Some serious flying shit's going on, huh? Guardians and their machina. Now, where are you guys? That's the end of the vision.
Are you alright?
Kral, did you play as Estinian too in that vision of yours?
Peer into my past, did you?
Well, yeah.
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
It's unfair.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit.
He literally turned to an Asian now.
Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Asian in all but name.
And he can teleport, yeah.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than hero traversing the rift between worlds. My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray.
To say the least.
Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose. Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
That's what I'm saying. It's so weird. That's like, why would the 8th Umbral Calamity happen? Why would Death Road be released?
The fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces.
Right? It's like, what would it matter if we are here or not? Do we stop Xenos before he destroys all of Black Rose? Like, how does this play out? Like, if we didn't travel to the world, how is it in 100 years the whole world is destroyed by Black Rose? How come we are dead by Black Rose? That's why, like, I don't get it. Like, where's the causality here? Would we have been there instead of Estinian, and we would have managed to stop Xenos there in the palace? Therefore, he would not destroy Black Rose?
What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
Right, and then it's like we defeat Xenos before he releases before he destroys Black Rose, and then whoever is like in charge of the project is like, you know what? Listen, we don't have any other choice. We gotta release it now, and then all hell breaks loose. I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. Where's Fendaniel in all of this? This whole 100-year thing is very, very weird. If Fendaniel is there, how come?
We parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen, which demanded his attention.
If Fendaniel is, let's say, there, right? Would Xenos kill him because he's not because he can't help Xenos get to me? Would Xenos just go on a rampage because I died to Black Rose and he lost his hunt, so he kills everyone and anyone involved? Right? Does Fendaniel then not have an opportunity to unleash, to basically get rid of Zodiac, to then bring Endwalker events to play? I don't know, man. Like, all of these things that would have happened in 100 years, like, they don't make a lot of sense. Like, the whole Shadowbringers thing wouldn't make sense for it to even occur if Endwalker happens right after, you know? It's the problem with time travel, man, I'm telling you.
He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something. Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riel and Al Shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Yep.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
Yeah. Cool pants though, by the way.
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Hamon should take care of Tataru.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Contract, are you even getting paid?
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
Hey man, that wasn't my fault, okay? That was the exarch doing stupid shit at the worst of times.
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
Yeah. Cool. That's the end of 5.1. Whee! Only 0.4 more to go.